Let's be real, decimal practice can sometimes feel, well, a little dry. But what if we could flip the script and turn it into a super engaging mystery for our students? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today with an awesome game called Finding the Digits.
And isn't that what it's all about? I mean, this quote just nails it. The real magic happens when we take that standard practice and give it a spark of genuine discovery. You can just see their eyes light up. So that brings us to the big question, right? We all know decimal practice can be a bit of a grind. But what if we could reframe it as a cooperative, brain-bending logic puzzle? Well, you're in luck, because that's exactly what this game is designed to do. To show you how it all works, here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about what the game is, then we'll walk through the super simple setup. After that, the really cool part, seeing the math talk in action. And we'll wrap it all up with some great tips for your classroom. Okay, first things first, let's get to the heart of what this is, because this is not just another game to fill time. Nope, it's a really well-designed activity that transforms that routine practice into a true cooperative challenge. And here's what's so powerful about it. Your students are doing way more than just adding and subtracting. They have to wrestle with place value, they have to use estimation skills, and, this is the big one, they have to talk through their mathematical thinking. It just hits all the marks for real deep learning. Okay, so let's get down to the nuts and bolts. How does this actually look in a real classroom? We're going to start with the playbook for the addition version, and you'll see just how easy it is to get the ball rolling. And you know what the best part is for busy teachers? It is so low prep. You just need stuff you probably have in a closet right now. A regular deck of cards, just pull out the tens and face cards, a single die, a stopwatch, and some paper. That's literally it. The goal of the game is super clear, and, you guessed it, it ties right into the curriculum. For the addition version, the teams are working to add 3 decimals to solve for the missing digits. This lines up perfectly with the 5th grade Common Core standard on decimal operations, so you're hitting your standards while they're having a blast. The gameplay itself, it's genius in its simplicity. So one team gets to be the puzzle masters. They set up a secret 3x3 grid with cards, they add up the 3 rows to get a final sum, and then, here comes the fun part, they hide 3 of the digits. The clock starts, and the other team has just 3 minutes to crack the code. It's this awesome race against time that's just packed with math. All right, now for my absolute favorite part. Let's see how all that amazing student thinking really comes alive through what we call math talk. This right here is where the magic really happens. So what even is math talk? It's really just about using simple questions and prompts to get kids to explain how they're thinking. It pushes them past just playing the game and gets them actually discussing the strategies behind their moves. And that is what builds that deep, flexible understanding we're all shooting for. Okay, let's look at a sample puzzle. So imagine a team sees this board. They've got some digits, they see the final sum is 20.17, but 3 of those crucial cards are face down. Where do they even begin? And this is where that amazing talk kicks in. A student might look at that hundreds column first and say something like, okay, so I see the sum ends in a 7, and we have an 8 and a 3. That makes 11. So, to get to a number ending in 7, the missing digit has to be a 6 to make 17. See that? They're using pure place value logic to crack the first piece of the puzzle. And then you get this moment of collaborative magic. Another student doesn't just nod along, they challenge them, gently, saying, wait, can you explain your reasoning for the 10th place? That question right there is what builds a true thinking classroom. And the first student comes back with this beautiful piece of math justification. They'd explain how they had to carry the 1 from the hundreds column, add it to the 6 and the 5 they already see, and figure out that the missing card just has to be a 9 to make it all work. It's not a guess, it's a rock-solid logical deduction. And that right there is the true power of this game. It's not about being the fastest. It's about students justifying their own thinking, questioning each other respectfully, and actually building a shared understanding of the math together. It's just so good. All right, let's wrap this up with a few practical tips so you can take this game and really make it your own in your classroom. First off, remember that this game is super flexible. We mostly talked about the addition version with its 3x3 grid, right? But there's also a subtraction version. It uses a slightly different grid and really hones in on regrouping and subtraction, which gives you another fantastic tool for practice. And you can tweak it for any learner in your room. To make it simpler, maybe use only 2 decimal numbers, or just stick to the tenths place. Want to ramp it up? Add a challenge round where they have to estimate the sum first. You can even throw the puzzle up on a smartboard and do it as a whole class challenge. And I want to leave you with one final thought. Once your students get the hang of the basic game, you can push their thinking even further with a question like this one. Asking them, hey, what if we changed just one of these visible numbers? How would that change the final answer? Wow, that opens up these incredible conversations about place value and number sense. It is such a simple question, but it can lead to some really profound mathematical discoveries.